Hello and welcome to today's MYOB webinar, where we will introduce an exciting new addition to our payroll products, workforce management. My name is Pranav Birla. I'm a sales specialist at MYOB. Joining me today is Shamim Denishman, who is our enterprise workforce management product manager. Together, we'll walk you through how workforce management combined with our payroll products, MYOB Advanced People and MYOB Pay Global, can help your organization work more seamlessly. Shortly, I will talk to you about MYOB's workforce management software and the power of one integrated solution, and then Shamim will take us through a short demonstration of the product. At the end of this demonstration, we'll have a Q&A where we will answer some of your burning questions about our new functionality. On your screen right now, you'll see a box on the right-hand side where you can ask a question. So please post any questions that you might have at any stage of the webinar, and we'll endeavor to answer as many as we can. If we run out of time, we'll get in touch with you after the webinar, and we'll get those questions answered for you. Below the Ask a Question box, you'll see some resources. We've put together some guides for you. These are around rostering, leave management, and also workforce management. So feel free to have a read of these after the webinar. You can also choose to customize your screen as the media player, questions, and resources are all collapsible, and you can move them around the screen. Finally, the session is being recorded. So you'll be able to rewatch it or share it with your colleagues if you find the information useful. So without further ado, let's get started. MYOB are ANZ specialists, not global generalists. And for 30 years, MYOB has been developing and supporting business solutions for the local market. Organizations choose MYOB's payroll solutions to underpin the way they pay their employees, which is one of the most fundamental and complex processes in any business. More than 8,500 organizations use our payroll systems, and we are trusted to facilitate the payment of 1.1 million plus employees across the ANZ region. In my conversations with business owners and leaders, they often tell me that they're trying to improve performance in 3 areas: increasing profit and efficiency, modernizing processes, and government compliance. It might be one of them, or sometimes it is a combination of those 3. Companies that continue to resist digital technology may really struggle to transform their business and achieve these goals. And the right tools are critical in managing growth, keeping ahead of competition, and building resilience as further challenges arise. If you're one of those organizations who have kept workforce management on the back burner for a while, it could be time to think about that again. You can't compete in the information age with poor data. How information flows throughout your business has a direct result on your business success. It is nearly impossible to make sound, strategic, data-driven decisions in information silos. I talk to business owners up and down the country, and one of the things that is lacking is people invest in standalone cloud products which don't talk to each other, and that results in them having not the right data to make those decisions. And it can be hard to get the basics right. You might be surprised how many times I've heard organizations paying terminated staff because payroll didn't know that they were no longer working in the business, or new starts who didn't get paid because payroll didn't know they existed. Fumbles like that represent inefficiency and rework and distract you from focusing on things that will positively impact your business. Now, to be able to compete, you need an end-to-end integrated solution that can help your business overcome these challenges. So combining workforce management with MYOB Advanced People and MYOB Pay Global can ensure a seamlessly connected business. Data is accurate, timely, connected, and able to be easily leveraged by various parts of the business. Adding workforce management to payroll can enhance the information flow, resulting in greater efficiency, accuracy, compliance, and performance. Imagine a world in which data is shared between functions in real time. For example, new starters are onboarded with workforce management, can be rostered by their manager, are visible in payroll, all without manual intervention along the way. With addition of workforce management, you're adding powerful functionality to the core MYOB advanced people or MYOB Pay Global products and building an integrated solution across HR, operations, and payroll. With workforce management, you can transform and automate upstream processes and help ensure you get your payroll right first time, every time. And you do that with integrated onboarding. You can ensure new recruits are passed to operations and payroll quickly with accurate digitally captured information. When it comes time for rostering, ensure awards, legislative requirements, and employee agreements are reflected in rostering decisions before any hours are worked. Thirdly, with leave management, capturing leave requests, streamlining approvals, and ensure information and data is passed to employees, managers, and payroll. Empowering employees with self-service. We aim at putting workforce management and payroll in employees' pockets. With workforce management, they can manage key work admin and help you reduce inefficiency and simplify processes. We help you optimize timesheets. So make sure hours worked and hours rostered align, easily manage approvals, and support payroll accuracy. And finally, and this is the part I love, with business intelligence, you gain visibility into what's happening on the ground and how efficient your labor force is with all in an easy to use dashboard. Integrating MYOB payroll and workforce management ensures information flows between functions by connecting, sharing, and automating business processes. With workforce management, you can help mitigate the risk of pay non-compliance with intelligent built-in tools. Compliance starts with rostering. Now, within workforce management, we use Smart Roster to easily build rosters that are compliant with agreements, awards, or legislation. With built-in and configurable alerts, you can still be nimble. You can publish shift swaps, knowing that only eligible employees can accept. Do you have a no-show? Have your team leader change a roster on the fly using MYOB's cloud-based workforce management tool. With an integrated timesheet management, you can easily review and approve before passing to payroll for processing. You can also use workforce management payroll rules to interpret awards, cost your rosters as you build, and compare the cost against your budget before any hours are worked. Now, without smart tools, it can be almost impossible to build rosters that factor in employee agreements, cost, qualification, availability, and role type. Workforce management can help you build rosters that ensure you have the right people at the right location, at the right time, and at the right cost. For example, accurately cost each roster before it's worked to get your labor efficiency right. Manage scheduling across multiple locations easily, and automatically roster people with the right qualifications and seniority level. You can also publish rosters and alert staff via push notifications to streamline how you communicate with employees. Reminder alerts help ensure your team show up when and where they're rostered. With a simple, easy-to-use interface across desktop and mobile, team leaders and managers can navigate rostering with ease. The benefits of an integrated payroll and workforce management solution is that your business has better quality data that's better connected and flows more easily from point A to point C. That ultimately means sounder data-led decisions and less admin, so your teams can focus on tasks that will move the needle. With the easy-to-use reporting tools in place, your business can focus on making real-time decisions with accurate, timely data and take advantage of opportunities or mitigate challenges as they arise. Powerful tools are only useful if your team actually uses them. 8,500 plus businesses across the ANZ region use our payroll products. So going live on software is the easy part. We've helped heaps of those businesses. But the real win is when your employees start using it. Now, employees would use it if their technology is intuitive and it is simple to use. Now, with the workforce management software, it is designed to be easy to use, and it's not just for super users. A cloud solution, workforce management, builds on the benefits of MYOB Advanced People and MYOB Pay Global with data available in real time across devices and locations. MYOB's workforce management provides simple, powerful tools that allow multiple teams to do their work with the least amount of hassle or friction. Information flows easily and in real time, so you know you're working with up-to-date information when making decisions. Now, to wrap it up before we head into our demonstration, MYOB Payroll combined with our new workforce management functionality delivers an end-to-end solution that brings everything together, connecting onboarding, rostering, time and attendance, leave, pay, and reporting in one integrated solution. Stay on top of compliance with built-in support. Optimize the way you roster. Leverage integrated data across your business and make data-led decisions. Enjoy the simplicity of an easy-to-use interface, real-time visibility, and access to workforce management anytime, anywhere. By working with a trusted, experienced ANZ business leader and with MYOB's payroll and workforce management tool as your foundation, your business will be supported to manage risk, optimize workflows, and work smarter to reach strategic objectives. I am now going to hand you over to Shamim, who will walk you through the nuts and bolts of our workforce management software. Over to you, Shamim.
Thanks, Pranav. So today I'll be walking you through a demonstration of MYOB's workforce management software. We'll be focusing on onboarding, rostering, timesheeting, and the employee app. You'll come away from today's demonstration with a really good view of how workforce management can help you manage key activities across your business. So let's start with a look at how workforce management handles the onboarding process. It allows you to collect all of the information required to build an employee master file that can be used across HR operations and payroll. Starting from your workforce management homepage, let's go to the hire section. You have a few options for getting employees into the system. But the example we run through today will be where information is entered via an invite process. So that's where you've invited a new starter to enroll themselves. We're going to go ahead and enter information for our prospective employee to begin the onboarding journey. We're going to use Nigel as an example and start entering his information into the system. A valid email address is required. We're going to enter in a position and location, and remember that these subcategories have already been set up, but they're configurable so you can change the inputs to reflect your needs. Essentially, we're saying we are onboarding Nigel Ritson as an accountant in Eastern Cape. He's coming in as a specific employee group or permission group, and that affects what he can see and do within Workforce Management System. Again, that's something that's completely configurable. We'll also place Nigel onto a specific pay cycle or frequency, which will be pulled in from MYOB Advanced People or MYOB Pay Global. And in this case, we've selected a monthly frequency. We are also nominating whether the new employee will be casual, part-time or full-time, as well as a salary rate. We're going to keep it simple and enter $20 per hour, and then specific work hours can be also entered. We can now set up the employee reporting line, and you can enter a team, person or group. We'll also go ahead and add Nigel's commencement and anniversary date. You can upload a custom document if required, and this could include a signed physical document if that's required as part of your process. So we'll go ahead and do that now. You can also add a message that will be included into the welcome or invite email that will be sent from the system. Once we send that, the new starter will receive an email that will look similar to what you see now, with a custom message appearing at the top here. Position details that were populated in Workforce Management Tool will also be pulled through, and this email is mobile optimized, so you won't have any issues with this rendering across the devices. The next step is for the employee to click on the button in the email, and this will take them to the acceptance page to complete their recruitment. So you can see here the web-based acceptance page where the employee can view all of their key employment information. After reviewing their details, they click the sign button to confirm, and that means that they've accepted our offer and they can start the last step in the hiring process. They will then complete their employee information by completing a mix of mandatory and non-mandatory fields. The purpose of this step is to gather the required data and pass over across to payroll and to ensure all the information is correct first time. You can probably already identify the ways in which this streamlines the process and ensures that there's no need for error-prone data entry between teams. Depending on where your business is based, whether it's on Australia or New Zealand, the required or mandatory information will change in terms of what fields or drop-downs you include for your employee to complete. What you'll see at the top is a page heading and a progress bar to indicate where you are in the process. The number of steps is customizable to match your needs and requirements. You can include documents like handbooks or company policies or artifacts that are specific to the role or seniority. It's again configurable based on what you require to onboard that employee and what they need to receive. You'll see across these pages that you're building out inputs for your employee information. And so across these pages, you'll be wanting to gather key information, particularly to pass to payroll. We won't complete the screen today, but you can get a sense of how an employee would complete this process right through to the end. Once completed, another workflow is initiated and an email that looks like this is delivered to the employee. It contains their PIN number and links to download the employee app, which we'll cover in more detail towards the end of this demonstration. After they've downloaded the app and logged in with their email address and PIN number, the system will ask the employee to update the password. You'll notice in the email there's also a link to the web portal, so you're not dependent on the app and it's truly a multi-device experience. Finally, Nigel can view his contract and keep a record for safekeeping. So we'll show you the app now. And once logged in, the employee will see this screen, which allows them to view their roster, leave request, and view their document library, check their payslips, raise an expense claim, and clock in and clock out. You can see how simple and clear it is, with the next shift clearly outlined, including time, duration, and location. So very effective in providing key shift information and managing attendance. You can see from this employee perspective how workforce management brings HR, operations, and payroll systems together in a really integrated experience. Let's just quickly have a look at how an employee, in this case Jack, would use the app. We're going to jump quickly into the roster section to view shifts. And once he has rostered shifts, he'll be able to take leave, which is connected seamlessly with payroll. He can see his pay slips, which are pulled directly from payroll, so no need to go into the office to collect his physical slips. He can also clock in and clock out digitally, which is a really great feature that can reduce the need for physical hardware to be installed and maintained on the site. Should your organization allow for shift swaps, the employee can jump into available shifts and check if there are any work hours that he could swap or pick up. So you can see how easily you can cut out any admin or back and forth for simple things like updating details, accessing rosters, or viewing payslips. So you can also probably start to see the opportunity for better data flow between functions, so there's less room for errors or need for rework. Once you have employee information loaded into the workforce management system, each function will have full visibility of those team members and you can start rostering. We're going to take you through some of the high-level tasks related to rostering to give you a feel for how you can quickly build schedules. In this example, we're showing UK currency, but you can obviously configure this to match Australian or New Zealand dollars. I'm viewing the roster in a weekly format, but I can change this to day, week, or fortnight, or even month to view across different timeframes. I can also view the roster using the employee, location, position, or cost center filters, and it's very easy to switch between those views. We're viewing this example in the week filter, and I can see by employee. So Andy Partridge is working twice this week at Borough in a manager role. We can also see the cost associated with those shifts. So you get a clear, simple view of who is working where, when, and at what cost. You can see at the top, we have the weekly total view of how many shifts and hours are rostered, and importantly, what the total weekly cost will be. If we change to daily view, you get a more granular level. These are all white, which indicates that the shifts have been published and communicated to the employees. If you need to make changes, you can easily unpublish a shift, cancel or move it and republish it. Once we publish, the affected employee will get a notification via the app, so they're aware of the change. You can also color code by location, and you can see that the shifts are now coded based on site. You can also do the same by employee or position. This allows you to layer your filter settings so you can get a clear view of who is working where and in what role. This example, you can easily see all of your wait staff by location. You can also hide costings and restrict visibility, so you have a level of control over what information is made available within the business. The workforce management tool allows you to view key data about forecasted and actual labour efficiency. You can manually enter this information or bulk import data straight into the tool, so you can bring in data from almost any point of sale system if you're a business that wants to look at labour efficiency in terms of sales. We're looking here at the sales outcome and the labour costs, so you can easily assess labour efficiency. Unlike relying on spreadsheets, these figures are updated in real time, so you can see the numbers update as they happen. It's fully automated and calculated against payroll, so your numbers will be accurate, giving your team the ability to make decisions on the fly. We're going to walk you through how to build a roster so you can see how it flows through to an employee. In this simple example, we're going to build one shift for one employee. There are also ways to complete large or complex rosters more efficiently, for example, by using smart roster automation or leveraging templates. To start, I add a shift at the top, and I'm going to select Jack Brown as our demonstration employee. At this point, I can choose the position, and there is the ability to lock positions so employees can only work in specific roles. I'm going to assign Jack to a specific location, and again, that's something that can be restricted or managed at an individual level. We'll create this shift for the 22nd of February at 11 a.m. There are a range of advanced features, and this is where you can specify a shift requirement. In this example, they must have a first aid qualification. And you'll notice that Jack has been removed at the top because he does not meet the minimum requirements for that shift. The system has presented Suresh as the only qualified alternative to choose, so you can go ahead and select that team member, and you can see how the system is guiding you to ensure the right employees are being rostered. We'll go and undo that first aid requirement and pop Jack back in. I'm going to add in some notes in this free-form text field here. For example, please arrive early. We're going to go ahead and save that shift, which you can now see in the roster. You'll notice the red line, which is alerting you to the fact that there is an exception. Jack is not meant to be working the shift. The system is calculating a range of business rules and identifying that the shift is outside of standard hours. So we'll have to ask him to approve a change if we want to publish this shift. If we want to temporarily vary the shift, we can. We just need to make the changes and send that request to the employee. He'll receive an email and push notification, and you'll have a digital paper trail for auditing purposes and record keeping. You can see from Jack's perspective now, he can view the details, then accept or decline them and confirm. Now that's useful from a compliance perspective, and because it's mobile friendly, you'll be more likely to turn those requests around quickly and seamlessly. And so now I've refreshed my roster and I can see it's ready to be published, so I'll go ahead and publish. Once published, Jack will receive another notification confirming the roster update. In this side-by-side view, you can see that the shift is published and on the business end and also published in the employee app. That digital real-time experience has saved back and forth between employee and employer and between business units, and we now have a roster that's ready to be worked. Let's have a look at how a shift swap would be actioned. In this example, Jack goes into the March calendar view and he sees that he has a shift on the 2nd of March that he might need to swap. He taps on the date and sees a 7-hour shift, and he goes ahead to make that available. He confirms he wants to swap the shift. That becomes available for other eligible employees to pick up, and they'll receive a push notification. To be eligible to pick up that shift, other employees need to meet the same shift requirements. For example, they must be available, so not on leave, have the same qualifications, and be able to work that specific location. This feature is configurable, so you can opt into it if it suits your business needs. That's obviously an example of how to build a shift for one employee. So we're going to take a quick look at how a manager might build a weekly roster for multiple staff and shifts. If I were the manager and planning out an entire week, I'd go and select a template that I'd already built from the template section. This template is basically a labour demand sheet for the date range I've selected, and it tells me how many shifts I need in a week at different locations with different positions. I take the pre-built template and I simply apply it to the date range I need, which I enter in. Workforce management then tells me which shifts I need to fill across the locations and what positions. They start unassigned and I can do a number of things. For example, I could delete shifts, add shifts, or move some around, which is simple with drag and drop functionality. The next step would be to hit Smart Roster, and the workforce management system will pull in employees that match the requirements for each shift. It answers a number of business rules to provide a recommendation. For example, it will check if someone is available or on leave. Do they have standard hours that need to be satisfied first? Or can they get 2 shifts in per day? Or do they need a 2-day break in the middle of the week? And all these business rules are configurable in the roster section and can be built and set up to your business needs. The system has suggested that this is the best possible roster to comply with legislative and business requirements. I can then hit cost and start to assess how much this will cost me from a labour perspective. You can build rosters in the way we've just run through using Smart Roster. You can copy and paste from one week to another. You can also build templates for particular times of the year, like Christmas or New Year's, so you don't need to reinvent the wheel each time. We're going to walk you through the timesheet process, beginning with the employee clocking in to start their shift. As a manager, you'll look at your dashboard to get a view of today's staff, who's rostered, on shift, and finished for the day. So let's start with Jack, logging in for his 11 a.m. shift, which you can see here in the roster. The team member is about to start his shift, so he's opened up his workforce management app. He taps on the clock in, clock out button in the middle of the screen, taps clock in, and takes a photo. There are also configurable questions, and in this example, you can see a COVID-19 check, which is especially relevant at the moment for managing health and safety. The responses will trigger a notification to the relevant manager to manage if required. Once Jack hits clock in, the manager will see that the team member is no longer in the rostering section, but has moved to the on shift tab. At the end of the day, Jack will clock out via the app, and you'll notice that he has an option to clock breaks, which is another configurable item. Now that he has clocked in and out, we're going to have a look at his timesheet for today. I can see everyone who's clocked in and out for the day, and we'll find Jack's specific timesheet. If we drill down, it shows us that he's clocked in and out via mobile device, and we can also see his photos, as well as where that photo was taken via Google Maps. So that's another useful feature for tracking attendance remotely. I'll also see some specific alerts if there is something wrong with his timesheet. And in this example, we're getting a notification that there's an overlap with another timesheet. The workforce management software will tell us if there are problems with timesheets, as well as if there are exceptions. I can see the rostered cost of this shift, as well as the clock in and clock out times, which in this example are only 1 minute apart. At the top of the screen, I have a feature that gives me the option to pay from roster, and in this scenario, we can pay Jack his rostered hours instead. So the next step is to approve the timesheet. So the level 1 approver hits the tick you can see there. The next step would be to authorize, which would be done by the level 2 approver. So in this scenario, you might have a line manager doing the initial approval and another manager authorizing. During this process, the timesheet can be edited. For reporting, you can filter by status, And you can see that there are 12 completed timesheets and one that's been authorised. We want to progress all timesheets from completed to authorised and through to payroll. Once you click the committed to payroll option in the system, that's when payroll takes over this process to complete the last stage, which is submitting all those timesheets through to payroll. So now the timesheet is payrolled and it's waiting for the payroll engine to bring the timesheet in. Within MYOB Advanced People or MYOB Pay Global, you can automatically bring committed timesheets into Pay without having to manage any files. You can run a number of reports. So we could go ahead and export, or we might want to view by employee, by day, and change the look at the week view. We can take a look at position. So there are a lot of different cuts of that timesheet report, and you can view hours and cost. The final demonstration will focus on the employee app, which streamlines a lot of process for you and your employees. By digitizing forms, tasks, and workflows, employees can easily manage a significant amount of their day-to-day admin tasks within the palm of their hand. We've seen this home screen before, but we'll jump straight into the leave and availability function. So there's no upcoming leave, and Jack can view his historical requests. But today, he is going to request leave, and he can select from a number of options. You can see unavailability is an option, and that's really great for shift-based workers who want to stake out periods in which they aren't available to work, such as during school hours. Jack is going to go ahead and select annual leave. You'll notice his leave balance is pulled in directly from payroll in real time. The team member has gone ahead and selected the 25th of February and can request all day, first half, second half, or custom hours as part of his request. He can also select whether this is a non-recurring or recurring leave request and enter in some notes. Jack can add documentation. For example, if this were a sick day leave request, he might want to submit a medical certificate. He then reviews the request, can edit it, or go straight ahead and submit. That will now go through to his line supervisor for approval. The employee can also view historical pay slips via the app. And once we go in, we can see a number of previous pay slips. He just needs to hit View Payslip, and from there, he'll be able to view and download for his records. Jack can also make an expense claim via the app. To do that, we'll just tap the Expenses button, raise a new request, select the date and expense type, enter the amount, add notes and supporting documentation, and hit Next. He can review and submit, and it will be sent to his line manager for approval. That is a high-level walkthrough of how workforce management can help you onboard, roster, track, and pay your employees. I hope I've shown you today that by adding workforce management to MYOB payroll, you're given access to real-time data that you can use to make quick and reliable decisions about how you manage your people. With our onboarding functionality, you can streamline your back-office processes and ensure your HR, operations, and payroll functions work seamlessly together. Rostering is simplified and automated, helping you navigate through multiple locations and complex legislation. And finally, with an amazing app experience, employees can more effortlessly manage their work lives, reducing the need for labour-intensive admin tasks. We've only scratched the surface of what MYOB's workforce management system can bring to MYOB Advanced People and MYOB Pay Global. So if you're interested in finding out what it can do for your organisation, I would encourage you to contact us through the details we'll be sharing.
Thanks, Shamim, for demonstrating the workforce management system. That was fantastic. Now, thank you for all your great questions you've been sending through. There have been a lot, so we'll have to get back to some of you post the webinar. But since we've got Shamim here, let's ask her some of the questions we've got. We have a question here, Shamim, asking whether you require a separate license for workforce management.
Yep, so workforce management is licensed on a subscription basis and built on active users. It's not purchased as a perpetual license.
Thanks, Shamim. We have a question about how workforce management can be customized.
Absolutely. We understand that no two businesses are ever alike. So we'll work with you during the build and implementation process to figure out and make sure that workforce management meets your specific business needs. For example, workforce management can be used across multiple locations, leave types, work types, and it can show your organization's branding. So we'll definitely be working with you very closely to meet your needs.
Thank you, Shamim. We've got another one. There's a question asking us to expand on which MYOB products workforce management can integrate with.
That's a great question. Workforce management can be added to our cloud payroll products, MYOB Advanced People and MYOB Pay Global, as I've already covered in this demonstration. Bringing workforce management into the mix helps you take an already powerful payroll functionality and optimize many of the upstream processes that feed into how you accurately pay your employees. If you need any help with this or you need anyone to help you, so please contact your MYOB sales specialist, as they will be able to make sure that our MYOB workforce management solution is right for you. And we will be working with you very closely to make sure that happens. So please do keep an eye out for the contact information, which we'll be sharing shortly.
Fantastic. Thank you, Shamim. And yes, we will share that contact information for the sales specialist towards the end. Shamim, we've got another one. Does workforce management work with the existing awards and time and attendance functionality in MYOB Pay Global?
Yes, workforce management replaces the current capabilities that award interpretation is handled by MYOB Workforce Management. And fully costed timesheets from workforce management are integrated back into payroll for payment.
Awesome, thank you. We probably have time for one more question, and that is, does workforce management work in real time? Shamim?
Yes, workforce management does work in real time. So it provides up-to-the-minute information and data, includes award calculations, shift costing, as well as business intelligence reporting. Workflows that connect processes across functions are also in real time. It's an absolutely huge benefit for going digital with your workforce management process.
Awesome. Thank you, Shamim, and thank you for all those questions. We will reach out with answers to any of the questions we didn't get to today. And you can, of course, reach out to our team of sales specialists for more information. Now, to wrap up today's webinar, we will have a look at next steps and how you can introduce workforce management to your organization. Don't hesitate to speak with a member of the MYOB sales team. We'll seek to understand your high-level requirements and timeframes and help guide you through the process. From there, we organize a project utilizing our tried and tested implementation methodology using our understand, build, validate stages. So what's involved there is a scoping conversation. We understand that no two businesses are ever perfectly alike. So we'll have a tailored scoping conversation to understand your unique requirements. Then there's the build process involved, where together we'll work through your specific build. We'll then run through user acceptance testing. So we proceed through a rigorous UAT to ensure you have a seamless implementation. And finally, we'll always be there if you need help with our Melbourne and Christchurch-based support team once you've gone live. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today, or who might be watching us on demand. A big thanks to my colleague Shamim for sharing MYOB's workforce management with us. Now, for those questions we didn't get to, we'll reach out to you with those answers shortly. If you do have further questions, our team of software experts are here to help. You can contact us via the phone numbers you have on the screen, and we'll book in a time to discuss that works best for you. As I mentioned, this session has been recorded, and we'll send you a copy of this recording post this session, or you can even click the link that you've joined on today to rewatch and share this webinar. Please don't hesitate to get in touch, and on behalf of the team at MYOB, thank you again for joining us, and hope you enjoyed your exclusive preview of workforce management. Thank you, and have an awesome day.